Found some Lego. Thought, hey, let's make some. So we got all these bits. Pug, yeah. Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the MultiCut tool and the Bevel tool in Maya 2019, while we also make a little Lego block. Got one here for reference, so let's jump into this. Tool number one we're going to be looking at is the MultiCut tool, one of my favorite ones to use. There is a lot of uses for this tool and it can do a lot of things. Let's have a look. Okay, so the MultiCut tool can be found in the modeling toolkit. It can also be found in mesh tools, and it can also be found on the polygon menu. In the MultiCut options, we've got snap step, we've got smooth angle, ignore back faces, delete faces, and extract faces. But we'll take a look at them in a second. The options are also down in the modeling toolkit. That's most likely where I'll be using them. First thing is, once you're in the MultiCut tool, is you just click on a little red node, anywhere to make a cut, and then continue cutting, you just click down on another node. If you hit Z, that will delete. If you hit Shift Z, that will bring it back. And once you hit return, that makes the final cut for you. If you also click on a node and hit Control Shift, that will bring up the right angle, so you can make a right angle cut so you know that it's square. The next is doing an edge loop cut. The way you do this is by holding Control, and you can move it up and down and it will just move slightly to wherever you are. If you hold Control and Shift, it will snap to point, giving you a more precise cut where you'd want it. The next thing is you can do a cut through. The cut through is when you just click above the object and below the object. Once you do that, you see this orange line appear. If you hold Control, you can move the points around anywhere you like to make it on an angle or whatever you want to have. If you hold the middle mouse button, you can slide the cut across your model wherever you want it to actually be, making it more precise if you didn't get it in the right spot. And then hit return again to make that cut. The next, if we go to ignore back faces, so if you can just click across the screen, it will only cut what the camera can see, and nothing behind will get cut, as you can see here. So that's what ignore back faces means. It just means it will cut through what it sees but not what it can't see. The next one is delete faces. So again, if you just click on one side to the other, anything on the right hand side will be deleted. The next is extract faces. So same again if you make the cut. This time when you do the cut, it will just split the object apart like it has been sliced up, keeping both parts of the object there. That is basically the functions of MultiCut that you'll be using, but most of the time you'll just be making hard surface objects. So you'll just be using the insert edge loop. So basically with this, the closer you are to an edge, the harder that edge will become when you smooth it. And if you hit 3 on the keyboard, it's smooth preview. So that can show you how this will look once you bring these edges into it. So there you have it. That's what it would look like when you go to smooth it. To go back out of smooth preview, just hit 1 on your keyboard. The next tool we'll be looking at is the Bevel tool. It's one of the handiest tools that I use a lot. Alright, so the Bevel tool can be found in Modeling Toolkit. It can also be found in Edit Mesh. And it can also be found on the polygon menu. There is also a bunch of options, but all we'll be looking at is the width and segments. So a lot of people will just jump in, hit the bevel tool on the whole object being selected. This isn't what you want to do. This is going to make a mess of things, as you can see here. So let's go back, and what you want to do is go into edge mode and just select the edges that you want to bevel. I'm not going to select them all here just because that's going to take too much time, and I just want to show you guys how this tool works. So I've selected these edges and there's first bevel. As you can see, there is a little triangle that comes up in the corner. So the first thing I'm going to do is put 2 segments in. That way it brings up an extra line through there, keeping that hard edge a lot nicer. So the more you move the fraction, the wider the gap gets, the more smoother roundness the corner is going to be. But being a little Lego block, I want to keep this nice and hard. So you can see that I will only use about 0.3. And once I hit 3 on the keyboard, you can see how smooth that becomes. It's nice edge. You can see the old circles on the top, how round they are without putting that bevel in. And that's basically the bevel tool in a small little nutshell. So that's a basic look at multi-cut and beveling in Maya 2019. So there you guys have it. 2 tools that you now know more about in Maya 2019. Till next time, stay rad. Funny enough, he only has 3 legs because I lost one. I said I would lose something and I did. So now I've got a 3-legged pug. Yeah. Weirdo. Pew. Wah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in a hat. Blah. Tool number 2. Multi-cut. It's weird. Ooh, Lego. Alright, I'm terrible. Tiny. Meh.